This week on the LuxeGen Group Chat, we have a bit of a different episode. We are going to be diving into all things periods.
Same with me.
I would skip PE because of my period.
Yeah.
And that was...
I kid you not, Adam Peaty, you wouldn't know him. I would have been the world's best swimmer. I kid you not. Like, I'm serious.
From the highs and lows of hormones to our first period stories. I got my period in year 6. And I will never forget it, guys. I was skipping. This is how young I was. We were playing jump rope in the playground, and I just suddenly had these contractions. I was what is going on? And I remember my dad being like, I heard what happened.
Oh my God. I had the with wings or without kind of dad. I was like, with, always with.
As well as the products you should be using during your cycle, Modibodi period pants. The pants that offer comfort, reliability, and confidence during your cycle. But yeah, I think the lace is sexy.
I do, and
So
I think it
nice.
makes you feel a bit better.
Me summed up in a pan.
Love this.
There's just no worries and you're comfortable.
And just a quick note, we are not medical professionals. We are simply sharing our stories and experiences. If you've got any specific healthcare concerns or issues, do seek professional help. But grab a cup of tea and we can't wait to get into it. Welcome back to the group chat.
Hi.
Hello.
I'm very excited this week to be joined by Saroop and Anna.
Woo.
How are we, ladies?
Good.
Good.
Yeah?
Honestly thriving in the cold weather.
I'm
excited
loving
to
it.
layer.
Look
Oh,
at us all. We're
jumpers.
feeling so
I know.
autumnal.
Like the jumpers. Listen, when the rain's not here, I'm happy.
But I went on my little walk around for lunchtime today and it was bright sunshine.
That's the
But it was
best.
cold and crisp, your nose
Crisp,
gonna know.
cold,
It's my
yeah.
favourite.
Gilmore Girls weather. Oh,
Amazing. Talking of autumn outfits, kick us off. What is everyone wearing?
do you want to start?
I've gone for this really nice cobalt blue jumper. I feel this is giving very you, Daisy.
I love cobalt. I don't know what it is. I'm really drawn to
If
that
I was
colour.
to think
pull
of
it
a
off very
colour
well.
that would summarise you, it would be this what I'm wearing. So I'm Daisy today. I've got this really nice blue jumper on, and then I've got some really nice low-waisted navy tailored trousers almost, a bit more of a wide leg, so really comfortable. And then just some suede trainers, rings from random bits of places, and then some blue light glasses.
Very nice. I have got on some black patent loafers, which I love, nice and structured.
They look comfy.
They
Yeah,
are.
they
Do you know what? I
do.
literally just got them, and I won't lie, I love them for the winter. They're the only thing that elevates it without getting cold.
Yeah.
And then some barrel leg blue denim, and I've got a grandad core here, so I've just gone for a nice zip up kind
love
of
it.
chunky knit. What about you, Des?
I have gone Argyle today
Love.
in blue, my favourite colour.
Love.
I've got a barrel leg black jean on and then a little heel bootie.
Oh, she's
Wow.
giving mother.
Bringing it today. But this week's episode is a little different.
Yeah.
So this week we are going to be talking about something all females have to deal with, and that is periods. This episode we are partnering with Modibodi,
Yeah.
who are the ultimate brand when it comes to period-proof underwear.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
So we're going to deep dive our first period stories, the highs and lows of hormones, and I'm really excited.
yeah, no,
I feel like this is quite a taboo topic that we don't necessarily talk about
Yeah,
as
no,
often
not
as we should.
outrightly, you're right. Yeah.
So we're going to be unpacking what it feels to feel your best self during the whole time of the month.
Yeah, which is so important. Absolutely.
And we've actually got some of the Modibodi styles with us.
We do.
We're going to be sharing the styles, how they work, and some of our favourite ones.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
So we're going to go back to the start. I feel like we need to rack the memories here.
Guys, the PTSD, it's all coming.
How did you guys first learn about periods?
Mine definitely would have been school.
Yeah?
Because I feel like there was a whole group of us, but we all started our periods at different times.
Yeah.
And I was quite a late, did they say bloomer?
Late bloomer.
I know, I was
I was a
thinking
late
that.
bloomer. So yeah, I feel like I learned it just through groups of friends talking
See,
about
that's
it.
nice because I was an early.
Oh,
what's the
interesting.
opposite? The late bloomer.
She was
To the party.
Yeah, this sis was early. I literally wore a bra when I was in year 6.
no way.
Yeah.
She's just a mature woman.
So
I love
I was
that.
having to really navigate this
Yeah,
whole
it's a lot
situation.
You were the
Situation.
mother of the
Yeah.
group teaching
I
people
was.
like me.
I was.
But I feel like I loved doing it that way because it really painted the picture for me of what to expect, how are you feeling?
Yeah, 'cause I wish-
as this mean?
I didn't have a sister or anything, so I didn't have anyone to
Yeah, I'm,
ask.
the same, I'm
and-
the older sister, so I was the first out of the two of us as well. So I was literally in the dark.
Straight
So
off the block.
Saroop?
Mine, I think either my parents told me or probably school.
Yeah.
But again, it was very taboo. Now, do you ever feel like there's loads of programs on Netflix and randomly on TikTok, you'll see programs where girls will fake getting their period just to tell their friends they got it because they're really proud of it, which is amazing. Because
Yeah, I
now
love
it's
that.
almost like a sign of womanhood when
Yeah.
we celebrate. Whereas as a kid, you'd be like, oh my God, the worst thing in the world has happened to me. And it would be oh my God, I did not enjoy having a period at school. I hated it. Getting up every time and being like, can you check? Can you check?
Yeah.
Skirt check.
That
Skirt
is
check.
literally like if I was think back to schools like top 5 like vocabulary sentences, it was can you check my skirt?
Have I leaked?
It's,
you check my
it's
skirt?
tennis
Have I
season.
leaked?
My skirt is white. Like,
Yeah.
what do I look like?
And that was the bad thing. It takes me back. So I got my period in year 6. And I will never forget it, guys. I was skipping. This is how young I was. We were playing jump rope in the playground, and I just suddenly had these contractions. I was like, "What is going on?" Ran to the loo and burst into tears.
Oh, bless you.
Because I was like, "What is this?"
Yeah,
Although my mum,
what's happening?
she'd actually given me a book, and I feel like there'll be some of you
No,
listening.
I've read the exact same.
It was like the survival. It was like
Yes.
the survival guide to cycles, or something. It was like the teen survival guide, and it was like.
Yes.
And I remember she kind of gave it to me and was like, "Read it when you're ready."
My mum did the exact same.
But it was like, no pressure. Just here you go. Have a look.
I
Any
love
questions?
that.
I remember grabbing being like, Mom, like Dad's here.
Yeah, it's embarrassing. And then I remember when she was also like, I've had the chat with your father.
Yeah.
You don't need to bring it up with him, but
Scream.
when you're ready. And I remember my dad being like, "Oh, I heard what happened."
Oh my god, that's good. I had the with wings or without kind of dad. I was like, with, always with. And I was like, yeah.
That is so good.
I have
Classic.
a lot of I'm actually an only child, but I've got loads of cousins, all 3 older sisters.
Yeah.
So we went through it. Everyone knew when and whatever.
But
water
that's
bottles
nice. You were all
everywhere.
united.
Always.
And
we
I'll
always
never
had that.
forget the school nurse just gave me, honestly, it was this nappy.
Oh my god, it was
and
either
I was
a nappy
like,
or a napkin.
It was, yeah.
It was one or the other.
One or the other.
Like-
And I didn't know what I was doing with it,
Oh,
like the
bless
flaps.
you.
Anyway, so I went home and got the whole
was a wild
got the
time.
mirror out. Do you
Yeah.
remember the whole?
No, I never did.
I never did that, but I do remember being told this.
Yeah.
to, like,
Yeah,
look
to
and
look.
stuff.
This was what was
Yeah.
in my teenage book. My
I do remember
teenage.
getting
I
a
don't think I
kit
actually
and you
remember
got a random 2 tampons, 1 pad, 1 line. I was like, what is this taking? What am I getting ready for? World War III? I was like, sir, this would get me through
literally
half a day. I was like, what is this? But it was such a rogue.
Totally.
I was
Do
just
you
like,
remember
I don't know
your
what's
the
going on.
actual first period
Yes.
you had?
I actually don't remember.
I don't know if anybody ever a lot of people had this because when you were really early, I started in the summer going into year 7. So to be fair, I feel like you weren't hugely
Fine,
early.
yeah.
If you
It
know
just
what I
felt
mean.
because I was at primary school. I
Yeah.
felt
It's a bigger
and I
step.
was already wearing AAA bra
Yeah.
in year
Okay,
6.
brag.
No,
Okay,
it was,
brag.
but it was. I felt really out of place.
No, I get what you mean, but
I
I
was
get
very
you.
self-conscious.
Yeah, I was in Valencia. I was on a family holiday, and I started spotting, and I was like, "So what is happening?
Yeah.
I've got a tropical disease." And then I was like, "Oh no, this is what she told me about months and months back." I was like, "Oh, by the way," and it was horrible because I remember for the first half of my life of when I was younger, mine were really heavy.
Really?
And
Yeah.
I really every time I would always leak. It's a normal, it was a norm for me. And you just learn to deal with it. But I was always heavy and it was always painful.
That is so interesting. See, I feel like I'm the reverse. I feel like when I was younger, my periods used to last for 2 days and they'd be done. They'd be literally
That's
spotting.
nice.
Whereas now it's literally worlds of change.
Yeah.
Really?
Couldn't be more opposite.
Because they go through changes every now and then, don't they? And you feel like
I was
massive.
looking something up the other day because I was genuinely curious to be like, why is this? And I never used to be the girl who would struggle really, really badly with her periods. And now only really recently in the past 2 years or so, I've really noticed it being oh my God, I know my period's about to be coming. I can feel it. There's a change. Whereas before I never had that. And I think it's a massive shift in hormones and just day-to-day life. You don't realize how much can
Definitely.
infiltrate your
But I think it's
period.
good to educate yourself. I think it's good.
So
I
important.
thought I knew everything. And actually, when I read this book, it was called Period Power by Maisie Hill.
Oh, yeah, I've
My
heard of that.
whole perspective, I've now come off the pill. My whole perspective has changed. And just shit,
Yeah.
I didn't know a lot of this stuff. And I'm nearly 28 years old.
Yeah.
I think it's
true.
good to re-educate yourself
And
and
you're doing
understand why you're feeling like you
100%.
feel during certain times of the month.
And you do yourself such a disservice by not knowing things. Whereas
totally.
I'm the same. You learn things in biology and the book that your mum gave you years and years ago. Whereas actually, when you get older, I feel it is so important to know to educate yourself, your friends,
Yeah.
and just be so in the know about it, know what's happening.
And also, if the Secretary for Education is listening, I feel for women there does need to be something at school where you are taught about different cycles.
yeah.
I can tell you about the tibula and all of this random stuff, but do I know what's happening with my own body?
No.
No, because you're not taught that, which
Totally.
is so weird.
Or
Because
if
it's
you are, you're taught in I remember being taught it in a really scientific
well, we put
way
a
that,
tampon in
Yeah.
a bottle of water.
Same.
And
Yeah,
everyone
this
went,
still
oh,
does.
yeah. And the boys were ooh, this is disgusting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and you used to be
yeah.
but like you say, who is this helping? You
Yeah.
learn about cells and animals in such
Yeah,
detail,
yeah.
and it's but surely the point should be to educate. You learn about healthy eating and stuff like that. So you should learn realistically
Absolutely.
what is beneficial for you and why not. about when I was at high school, every time I would get my period, and it happens every now and then, I would always get so fainty, nearly fainted like a good few times at school. Never really understood it. Now, no, I was anemic, and obviously you lose blood. So obviously you were going to feel like that, but you wouldn't know that. I was just like, oh, it's a period.
Yeah.
So everyone has these symptoms. So that's normal.
And how everyone's is also like so different.
Yeah,
like,
totally.
Like your friend might not feel that stuff like that way, then it might make you feel like, God, well, if you're not feeling like this, there's something seriously wrong with you.
Like,
but
is my normal?
if you're just to learn about it, you'd be so much more in the know about it.
Yeah.
So,
And Saroop, you talk about when you were younger, yours were quite heavy.
Yeah.
Did anything ever limit you? Because this is where I feel like if I had Modibodi underwear now and I knew that, I had sport or something, because that was often the case. Like I would skip PE because of my period. Yeah. And that was...
I kid you not, Adam Peaty, you wouldn't know him. I would have been the world's best swimmer. I kid you not. Like, I'm serious. But no, honestly, no, as soon as I got my period, I was like, I'm not swimming. Like,
But that's such a shame that young girls are missing out. But if I had Modibodi underwear and I knew I was brewing for my period, I would have put that on in PE and been like, okay, I'm covered.
I'm good. I've got no risk of leaking. If you were going to PE, for example, you knew you were running around, you would just like, if you had a Modibodi like period pant, you would go for a heavier one. So you know that all bases are covered. And like, you're good. It's also just the anxiety. Yeah. It wasn't just like the physicality
that's why I was like, I'm not going to do PE because I'm worried that,
100%.
And those days where you would get caught out and you might not have a tampon or a pad on you.
Massively.
It'd be awful. And
it's like the end of the world, isn't it?
Yeah, genuinely. And for those listening, Modibodi comes in 3 different styles: light, moderate, or super for the pants. So that basically,
which is genius.
I know, right?
Yeah,
and I think the light can hold up to 4 tampons worth of blood, moderate 6, and the super 10.
Yeah,
it's crazy. Like how that even is like possible blows my mind. But I think that in your mind, like knowing, okay, there's actually like things to prove this actually works, is so comforting when you're actually in it. Like you're like, oh, will this actually work? Like I don't fully trust it, but knowing that this actually works, so it's like a tick box.
I don't know if you guys get this, but if you were on a really light flow and you've got like either a really, really like thick pad or a really heavy tampon, it's so uncomfortable. And you just are like, oh God, this is the worst. And then like at least with this underwear, it feels like normal pants, right? So you've got no anxiety, you're not uncomfortable, and it's just on like in a general level, let's be real, when we all start periods, there's always that like, this is ruined, this is ruined. You don't have that.
Yeah.
And it really is quite revolutionary when you think about it.
Totally.
Because half the thing is, even like back in school, I'll remember like I had sport literally like every single day, like constantly in like a sport or anything like that. Massively. I wish I had that back at school. Good. Even like back then, like I feel I wasn't really wearing like things like thongs or anything like that at school. So like to have even that as like options, I just think it's so good. It really does like revolutionize like how you kind of go about those aspects that like you were saying like you would want to avoid.
Totally.
And I do think it's really cool actually that Modibodi have lots of different styles. So for sport, obviously you get really sweaty as well, and they've got some that are really breathable. Later on we will actually get them out and show you, but I think that for me is like top tier, because sometimes like when you want to work out, and if anything, sometimes when I'm on my period, I'm like, I feel really sluggish. I actually want to work out. I don't want to get sweaty. Now, go to the gym or go on like a run, whatever you want, and there's just no worries and you're comfortable and you don't feel like, oh my God, it's sticking to me. Like, honestly, also, Modibodi, round of applause.
There's swimwear.
Oh, really?
Oh my God. I actually did see this on like my Instagram or something like that they also did swimwear as well, which I never knew.
Adam Peaty is shaking. I'm onto you. I kid you not. Listen, I go swimming with all the old people in Nuffield. I'm overtaking them in that fast lane like nobody's business now.
Yeah.
Mate, they get a week off from me normally. No.
So just wrapping up that segment of us deep diving our periods, what advice would you give your younger self now?
I think give yourself time. I think my thing was I massively compared myself to other girls in my friendship group or wider. Not everyone is the same, and just because you're maybe not feeling just like how someone else does doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. But I think it does obviously offer you the time to maybe research a little bit about it. I wish I know what I kind of knew now about like maybe the more scientific things or what this actually means. I wish I knew more of that when I was younger, and I think it would be like, 'cause I'm quite an anxious person, I feel like it would settle a lot in my brain, and I can imagine from my younger self that would be really nice.
Love that.
I wish I could do that too now.
Yeah, I love that. I think mine would have been probably to worry less. I used to get so stressed out, and like my anxiety would be like through the roof. And it's like, you'd sit through lessons just consciously thinking, I've got to get up. I think mine would have been, it's really normal. If you leak, it's fine. Yeah. You can pack spare stuff. Stop spending that time worrying. I mean, I honestly would have loved Modibodi at that age, because I actually think at that time of life, it also would have been perfect. But yeah, mine would have been, it's normal. Everybody has it. So much worse to come, don't you? You don't pay tax yet, so So I would have been like, the anxiety element, stop worrying.
Yeah, Absolutely.
So now we're going to move on to how you feel your best self when you are going through your monthly cycle. Do you ladies have any remedies or rituals?
I feel like I really take the time for me. It's the one, week of the month, really, where I really just, play into how I'm feeling. I get so, hyper emotional before my periods do, and then it comes, and I'm like, oh, this makes so much sense.
Yeah, this
I
is
was
why.
an absolute psycho beforehand. So when it does come, I'm like, you know what, just take the time, ride the wave, see how you're feeling, getting comfy, wear comfy clothes, make yourself just feel all right.
Yeah.
Don't force yourself to go out and do things that you know you're just going to feel uncomfortable and want to go home, So, I don't know, I love going on walks now on my period. I feel like the nice fresh air helps. And maybe put a movie on, eating some nice food.
Yeah.
But I do think exercise is really good for your period. I feel like there is science also behind that, exercising whilst on your period is super helpful.
Yeah.
So you're getting any form of movement in, even if it doesn't feel like you want to. You definitely should. So that would be for me. How about you?
Yeah. I feel like for me when I'm on, I force it to be a moment where I'm like, right now you have to take time for yourself. So sometimes I will feel guilty where I'm like, and I don't know if you get this days because you are very active, sometimes you'll feel a bit guilty that you don't want to go for a run. And that's where I think I sit down and listen, your body serves you so well. Actually take the time. I will then be like, do I need a chocolate? Do I want a chocolate? If I want a chocolate, that's also fine. So I'll go and get one.
Your body actually needs 200 to 300 calories more a day as a female when you're on your period.
Yeah, it literally, because how much is going through, and that's another thing that you're taught to be brave and strong. And it's actually it's okay. Other than that, not loads. I still try and treat it really normal, bit of self-care, that sort of thing. Sometimes I switch it up and I do Pilates, so it's actually a nice opportunity to
nice
do something a bit lighter. Yeah, literally nice movement.
You even have things like work to go to. It's those moments where I'm like, okay, how can I make myself feel more comfortable when I know I'm going to be sat down all day. I'm not really going to be doing much. I'm a stuffier office. Don't have the ability to just go outside or whatever. It's those moments where I feel like I'll come in extra prepared. So bring in a hot water bottle. Yeah. Maybe pack myself a really nice lunch that I know I'm going to enjoy.
I do think keeping it cozy and comfortable.
Comfortable
as well. Where I can. What about you, Days?
So in this book I recently read, Period Power by Maisie Hill, she broke it down in a way that I was like, this makes so much sense. So it was 4 phases of your cycle: winter, spring, summer and autumn. So winter being your menstrual cycle. So this is when you're actually bleeding. And this is where, like you said, take time to reflect, recharge. Yeah. Don't say yes to commitments. And it's almost like in your diary, you need to know that that's the week you're going to come on. Therefore, don't say yes to every single plan because you don't know how you're going to feel that week. Follicular, which is straight after, that's when she was saying this is great for fresh starts. Okay. So if you've got an idea, you've got a creative project you want to get stuck into, this is the week of your cycle in the 4 weeks that you should be doing that. So that's the week straight after your period. And that's for learning, planning, trying new things. And actually when you then look at your life and how you're feeling through the month, it does make so much sense.
So much sense.
Then you've got the middle of your cycle, which is your summer. And this is when you're ovulating. So this is when your energy is at your peak and you'll feel confident, sociable. And this is when, if you've got plans, get them in there. Get them in your summer season. Get them in the middle of your cycle. That's when you will have the full energy. Yeah. Then you go into autumn. So this is the pre-period. This is when your energy starts to dip.
Right. You're getting ready for
it. So you basically need to just wrap up your tasks, make sure you're really organized ahead of your period coming. But I just thought that's a really nice way of breaking it down.
I'm also such an organized person as well. I love to have things written down or to visually see. So to actually see that maybe you have a calendar in front of you and you can plan it out just like that. I think even on your period, it'll make you feel so much more comfortable because you're planned and you're organized and you're set together.
I feel like it's also nice just to sometimes when you're oh my God, why can't I do this? Or why can't I do this? Not quite reasoning, but also just to sometimes put a little bit of logic to it. And you're oh, perhaps that's a contributing factor to this. Yeah. But do you ever get random pains? Mine will be sometimes my periods now that I'm older, I don't know why they're not very painful. Thank you.
I'm the opposite.
Right, see, mine are okay, but sometimes I don't know what phase. I want to say mine's
I think
ovulation.
it's because we suffered so much at the beginning.
I do too.
I also had the most horrific pains.
When you were younger?
When I was younger.
Do you know, I think
so heavy.
I never used to take time off school. And I remember twice. And I think both times was my period. I remember crying. Yeah. And being honestly, how do people do this? I can't do it every month.
But I put myself straight on the pill, which I really regret because I feel like I didn't allow myself enough time to understand my body.
I think that's such a societal thing where you are not forced, because no one's forcing you to go on to the pill or whatnot, but it was almost the norm, at least it was from my school anyway. And I feel comfortable saying that because I feel like every girl around me was oh, periods come, this is bleeding a bit more than usual, I should go on the pill. Whereas that's not the reason why you should be doing it or anything like that. So I'm the complete same. I wish I almost didn't do it. Obviously, there's benefits to doing that.
Yeah, of
but
course.
Yeah, no, I completely agree.
Yeah. Anna, you mentioned how like moving when you've got your period is a good thing to do.
Yeah.
What is the most impressive thing you think you've done on your period?
Oh, God.
Oh, I know mine.
Go
Okay.
on.
I did a coast to coast. So do you know what's mad? So we trained. I was in maybe like a year, 2 years before your GCSEs, and there was like a group of us from school, and we did a coast to coast. So it was running from the never eat shredded wheat west coast to the east. I honestly couldn't remember which way it was. The west coast to the east coast of England, and we had to train for it. Okay, so like before school, like lunchtime, after school, and I think there was like 4 girls, and a few teachers were female as well, and then the boys. By the end of like the actual trip, so you were in a minibus and you're running consecutively for 30 minutes each as a relay to get home.
Amazing.
By the time we'd all finished training, every single girl had synced up.
Classic.
And we were all on our periods. And
I honestly find that the most fascinating
honestly,
thing.
and it's wild. And I would remember at the time, I only used pads. So I only had a pad. And guys, it was 24 hours. We were on a minibus. Like
Wow.
you could not
Yeah.
change. There were men. Like it was not... That's
Well,
the most
Modibodi
impressive
would have
thing
been
I did.
perfect.
Yeah,
Honestly,
but
I
I-
would have killed
But also,
for
I
it back
think
then.
it's you can still do things, and you
things,
should.
100%.
We should be able to still do things. We just
100%. It should
need
be
to
a
make
limiting
set
factor.
ourselves up to prepare.
It's adapting.
Guys,
isn't
I
it?
ran a marathon on my
Oh my
period.
God, I'm so
yeah,
proud.
yeah. And I was so worried about it because I'd like
It's stressful.
I'd calculated the weeks and I knew it was coming that weekend.
Oh,
But I
dang,
just
that's
prepped
amazing.
myself.
That's amazing.
And yeah, but you can.
You
It's
can
just,
do it. It's
you
more
need,
mentally
and it's
as
the
well.
confidence. It's having the confidence. It's putting things in place to make you feel confident.
This makes mine seem so silly. I honestly feel like every time I go on holiday, I'm on my period.
Oh no, it's horrible.
It's
yeah.
the worst. Like I think every summer holiday I went on this year, period, every time. It's
always the worst.
It
So
ruins it.
like
And it's
you
like,
are
oh,
just.
this is honestly when I found out about Modibodi, like they do swimwear. Perfect.
Ideal.
Like,
ideal.
Yeah.
would have been
But
so
I do also
ideal.
think sometimes it's not just for me. It's not just, oh my God, my period. I get really bad muscle ache. My hips get really sore. And for me,
Fascinating.
that's why I hate it. I'm like, oh my God, my back hurts. Like, oh my God, my
Yeah.
hips are really sore. Like, it's everything else that comes with it that annoys me. So I'm
I
just
feel like,
like
I literally go to like a 90-degree angle and I'm on my period.
that's what I
like
mean.
wake up, I'm like, no one speak.
Please.
I can't move. This
But then
is
that's what I mean. I
horrific.
feel like that anxiety of
Yeah,
then
it's
having
the
the leak. I'm
worst.
like, oh my God, at least
Yeah.
Modibodi solves that. I'm like, you know what? For peace of mind, at least that's one thing completely done.
And that's what thing we've got to empower ourselves. So,
100%.
ladies,
Sure.
should we get them out? And for those
Hells
listening,
yeah.
this is probably a great time to move to YouTube to actually
Definitely.
have us show you the samples.
So here's some I wore earlier.
So
They're so
we've all
cute.
actually gone for the different styles that suit us.
Yeah.
And so we'll talk through it. Saroop, kick us
Right.
off.
So, I mean, for me, wearing a thong on a period is completely taboo. But I think this is perfect for like the week, maybe week and a half when you're due on your period and you're like,
Yeah.
couldn't tell you
Yeah.
what day I'm going to come on. Like, couldn't
Could
tell
be a
you
bit of
when.
spotting.
A little bit of spotting, maybe not. These are perfect. They're not uncomfortable. So you're not like shoving anything anywhere when it's not ready. They're
Yeah.
so discreet. You can still wear white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm
Or
not going to
leggings.
not wear white for like 2-3 weeks in the month.
And
Like,
also,
what?
yeah, and you always worry about ruining your white ones, don't you?
Yeah.
Whereas this is perfect.
This is not, it's a
They're
really
so
nice
cute.
material.
They're
and
my
it's also
favorite
quite
kind
breathable.
of material pants
Agreed.
to wear.
And just
So
whilst
good.
you've got those, I'm going to get out the lace thongs.
They're
Love.
so cute. I love
Look at
them.
those. I think the lace is sexy.
I do, and
so
I think it
nice.
makes you feel a bit better. Like it's
Yes.
not ugly granny underwear. This one's light, but you can get them, I believe, in
Yeah,
moderate.
this-
Yeah,
Super cute. What other ones do
Anna?
you have? Yours are mostly dark.
Yeah, I'm excited by yours.
I love
I
them.
love these ones. These are giving like 70s vibes.
I know, I love that.
But for
so
those
cute.
listening, can you describe the pattern?
They have like a really cute like green like trimming at the top.
They're like
which are almost
peplum, aren't they?
Like
Yeah.
But
scallops.
the actual
Scallop.
material is almost like mesh. It's like a net, isn't
Yeah.
it? Which is quite nice.
Which again, I feel like as well, super breathable and like so comfortable, guys. Like I can't describe it. It's almost like a cushion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But such a
comfortable.
fun colour. It's sort of like a peachy.
Yeah,
Yeah, I love that, like
peachy
playful.
orange with a little bit of green.
I love that.
And they're just super cute. And I feel like I'm a brief wearer, I feel, on my period.
Yeah, fair.
Just feel more comfortable that
I
Yeah,
also
way.
feel like you can match a bra to that and feel a bit more put
Yeah,
together.
so
you
much.
know?
And the
Just
little
on there.
leopard print number as
I
well.
really love this. Is me summed up in a pant.
Love this.
But these are so funky.
They're cute.
Yeah.
Again,
I
they're
like
like,
them.
a full-bodied pant
with the
love
lace
that.
trim at the
with
top.
the lace trimming.
Amazing.
And super cute. And like a really nice leopard print. I'm such a
love
fan.
that.
Yeah.
Super cute.
I was on about, you know, when we were saying earlier, like working out and stuff. That's what I really like
Yeah.
these for, because that material is like, A, not only it is actually quick drying, but B, it's just that when you're sweating, you don't feel like everything's just
Yeah.
getting like stuck. You're just like, do you know what? I can, like, it's like gym.
Yeah.
It's just gym kit. So it feels really nice. And it's actually quite tight at the top. These
you
ones,
feel
let me
like
show you.
put together.
Oh,
So
great.
these are actually quite tight at the top, which is nice. So you don't feel like they're going to move.
Yeah.
And suddenly you're like, oh my God. Like,
And the coolest
you're
thing,
absolutely
Modibodi have partnered with Puma.
Yes.
Unreal. How cool.
And they have a collab and it looks really cool,
And
actually.
also West Ham Football Club.
No way.
Yeah. So I love that as well.
Which isn't that such a good testing of like these actually work in sporting environments?
Absolutely. Even if also I would say if you know that you've got like a long day and you may not have like access to a toilet as often as you want, if you're on shoot and stuff like that, so good for it. Just to give you that peace of mind. Exactly. Yeah. 100%. Flights.
Yeah, that's the worst.
I never thong on a flight. I always brief. I'm always a brief on a flight kind of gal. Yeah.
There's just something more about like I'm just like gonna go right to my core here.
Yeah.
And, like, get so comfortable.
Yeah. Agreed.
And not feel,
agreed. And also, like, you know how I was saying, I'm always worried about like leaking flights and things like that. Overnight, just wear this underwear because honestly, if you wear the heavy one overnight, it doesn't move and you wake up and you know that A, you're obviously not putting yourself in any danger, but B, it's just so much more comfortable. Yeah. There's not that like worry when you get up and you're like, oh, and it's fine. Yeah,
so also online they do multi-packs. It's quite good actually to have all three because then you are supported through all stages of your cycle.
Absolutely. Yeah. And we actually have an exclusive discount code. So it's LuxeGen20, so you can get a little bit off. And I would also recommend just bulking up because you're always going to need them whilst they're in the wash. I would say like 2 packs is normally like what I would say.
Brilliant.
Covers you for the entire time. Definitely.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Guys, I've really enjoyed this.
I feel so
nice
empowered.
So do I.
Me too.
And I bet you I'm going to walk out this door and then I'm going to be on my period.
Yeah. I'm due, so
like,
I will have
attracted the vibe.
synced. So absolutely, me too.
That is, isn't it? Everyone, obviously a female office, all of us end up syncing up together.
It's wild.
I was in a boarding school like house and literally every single one of us
all synced.
Really?
It's crazy how that works. But there you go. Sync up with us and get our discount code.
Exactly. But we hope you've enjoyed this little one-off special in partnership with Modibodi. We've loved chatting. And before you go, please don't forget to
like, subscribe, comment,
tell a friend.
Please do, because it's a nice place for us all to chat.
Absolutely.
And we will see you same time next week.
Bye.
Bye.